11 at 11 starts right now.
Well, we want to get you started tonight with breaking news at 11. Providence police confirming a man was shot tonight and is seriously injured. This happening at just after 9 o'clock in front of the Action Auto Parts store on North Main Street. Crime scene tape put up in front of the business, and part of North Main Street was closed while detectives investigated. We're going to be updating this story for you as more information comes into the newsroom on abc6.com. Also new tonight at 11, a Warwick family's home is a total loss after a fire that started in an electrical outlet last night. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight for ABC6 News 11 at 11. I'm Yanni Tregelis. 2 cats dying inside that fire. The homeowner tells us his girlfriend was taking a shower when the family dogs started going crazy. That alerted her to the fire, and luckily she was able to get out safely, but by that time the whole back corner of the house was in flames. The owner says the fire marshal deemed the home a total loss.
Yeah, sad, angry, yeah. We just spent a bunch of money redoing the kitchen and painting, and we went solar this year. So it's a lot. It's a lot to lose.
And one of the family dogs is still missing. The American Red Cross is helping Brian, his 9-year-old son, and his girlfriend with shelter. And a GoFundMe has been set up by family and friends to help. It's raised more than $7,000 already. You can find the link with this story over on our website, abc6.com. Well, Coventry firefighters say illegal burning is likely to blame for a brush fire in town this afternoon. When firefighters arrived on Rock Hill Road, they found a 5-acre field on fire. The assistant chief tells ABC6 dryness in the air and the wind today contributed to that spread. It took about an hour to get everything under control because of the size of that fire.
When they arrived, the fire was jumping a driveway and also jumping a road, so they put crews right to work on that. About 2 minutes into the call, they noticed the fire up at the head of the driveway was impinging on an exposure, which was a barn and a second pole barn and also an old house. So crews immediately went to work on that.
And we're told there was just minor damage to 2 barns in the area, and the fire marshal is now investigating. We want to turn now to meteorologist Bill Guile in the Weather Center to give us a first look at that forecast. Hey, Bill.
Hey, Arnie. Yeah, good evening, everyone. You know, this week, you think back a little bit to last weekend, we've kind of undergone winter whiplash, if you will. We set a record cold, low temperature last Saturday morning where it was 10 degrees below zero. And then yesterday, we're setting a record high of 62 degrees. Oh, boy. Well, high pressure was with us today, so we had a cooler wind coming out of the north. So, yeah, temperatures were a little closer to normal, but we're looking to the south now. This is our next weather maker, but it's only really for the south coast and the Cape that's going to be tomorrow night because it's going to try to come up the coast and then it's going to get deflected a little bit heading out to sea. It'll be a pretty big storm out in the ocean, but for most of us, not so much. All right, overnight lows tonight dropping back to around 30 degrees. Some spots will dip back into the upper 20s off to the north and west. There'll be some clouds coming in towards daybreak. Here's your planner for tomorrow. You wake up, we'll see readings right around 30 degrees, and we'll have basically sunshine still, but there'll be some high clouds in place, and we'll see more and more of those clouds coming in by midday. So it'll be filtered sunshine that we get to at that point in time with the temperature up to 48 degrees. We'll top off near 50 for the afternoon, and it will be mainly cloudy, and we'll be waiting for some light rain to develop along the south coast for tomorrow night. But high temperatures region-wide, pretty much going to be in the upper 40s to near 50 degrees. So coming up in a little bit, we're going to take a look ahead. Here's what we're looking at for Monday. A strong ocean storm, but again, mainly for coastal and marine concerns only. So, yeah, just the south coast gets clipped a little bit. Looks like a pleasant Valentine's Day coming up, and then an overall mild pattern continues, and looks like we may challenge some more record highs late in the week. You'll want to hear about that. Yanni.
All right, Bill, we will be sure to check back in. Also new tonight at 11 at 11, a 26-year-old woman and her 3-year-old daughter were both hurt after being hit by a car in Warren. Police say this happened just before 7 o'clock last night as the two were crossing Medicom Ave. The woman was taken to Rhode Island Hospital with serious injuries. The girl taken to Hasbro for her injuries. Police didn't have an update on their condition as of last check. They also say the driver stayed at the scene and cooperated with officers. And East Greenwich police say one person was taken to the hospital after a rollover crash early this morning. This happened on Route 4 South at Frenchtown Road, and one person was trapped inside of the car. There is no update on that person's condition right now. And a bomb threat made against a Spirit Airlines flight at Manchester Boston Regional Airport, causing an evacuation this morning. TSA officials say a bomb threat was called in against a Tampa-bound Spirit flight. Passengers were taken off the plane so K-9 units and police could search it. All passengers and baggage were also rechecked, and people on 2 other flights also evacuated the area for the K-9 search.
We had a few aircraft that held short of the gates. We don't want to introduce more people to the terminal environment, but they were cleared once we got the all clear that the terminal was clean.
And police say nobody was hurt and the airport is now back up and running. We want to turn now to an ABC6 News update. 2 teenagers hurt in a crash in Acushnet on Friday. Police tell us they found a car on its roof off the side of the road of Robinson Road just before 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. The driver of the car was taken to Rhode Island Hospital in an ambulance, and the passenger had to be taken via med flight. Massachusetts State Police are currently investigating alongside Acushnet Police. And rescue crews in Turkey and Syria are battling freezing winter weather as conditions continue to search for survivors after that massive earthquake, that 7.8 magnitude quake this week, killing more than 25,000 people between the 2 countries. Millions now homeless, leaving both countries facing a humanitarian crisis. Rescue teams say the chances of finding more survivors is continuing to grow slim, and made a grim prediction about the death toll today.
I think it's really difficult to estimate, obviously very precisely, because you need to get under the rubble. But I'm sure it'll double or more. And that's terrifying.
And the United States has a task force set up at an Air Force base in Turkey to assist in the relief mission. And the aftermath of that earthquake, absolutely devastating. But as search efforts continue in Turkey and Syria to find survivors, a local business back here in Rhode Island is trying to help those overseas as best as they can. As the death toll across Turkey and Syria continues to climb following the devastating earthquake Monday, the search for survivors continues. Across the globe, people praying for safety of the victims and providing help in any way they can, including right here in southern New England.
I am amazed to see how Rhode Islanders become together and united for this incident, and it just gives me a lot of hope and a lot of encouragement for the future.
That's Gökhan Vural, a Turkish native and employee at Golden Crust Pizza in Providence. Vural now collecting donations to send to Turkey, including money, clothing, toiletries, and underwear to help the victims rescued and those still trapped in the rubble.
The important thing is make these donations right. Organization is very important. Box the same items, document them so that when they receive it, they know what's inside the box.
The response from the community, overwhelming. Just days after the earthquake, truckloads of donations departing Golden Crust en route to the Turkish embassy, and from there on a plane directly to Turkey.
And from there, it just reaches out to the people in need much more quicker than even the donations from Turkey.
For Vural, the devastation hitting close to home. His cousin, along with her husband and young son, remain trapped underneath the rubble of their apartment building.
I was just, talking to her a couple of weeks ago, and it was really unexpected. It was really, really unexpected. But still, we are chasing the miracle, and I'm pretty sure they are still alive, and they are waiting to be rescued.
Through this extraordinarily difficult time, Vural left encouraged by the response of Rhode Islanders from all religions and backgrounds, coming together with one common goal: the safe recovery of all.
I see people how get united in this matter, and it just makes me not only their donations, also their prayers all around Rhode Island, and the good vibes they send, and it just makes me so happy. I feel very strong over here. I'm feeling I'm not alone. We are not alone.
And Golden Crust Pizza will be collecting more donations coming up on Monday. And I did just speak with Gokhan again earlier today. He did say his cousin and her family are still stuck under the rubble, but he did provide a positive update for us. Search crews were able to rescue someone from the building that they live in this afternoon, and he said they're going to be back again tomorrow to continue to search in the rubble, and hopefully they will be saved soon, he says. Well, still to come tonight on ABC 6 News at 11, the White House confirms it shot down another unknown flying object over U.S. airspace, the latest on a now third object apparently spotted over Canada. Plus, getting out in the community, why one Providence City Councilor spent his morning bringing together various city departments at one South Providence spot.